opening the giant ramps and having to walk in through that, you can actually just take your elevator in your ship. All right, we'll come over here. Now, a lot of people say don't buy the ground vehicles because they're cheap in game, easily replaceable. I don't necessarily disagree, but there are some ground vehicles that are too cool to pass up. This is a freaking tank. Hello? Now, if you know me, I have a hard time with asymmetrical designs. I'm living just fine with this one. Why the hell you couldn't have the cannon in the middle, I don't know. This cannon actually, I don't know what you would actually call it, but it rocks in and comes back out, so it's its own recoil mechanism for the barrel itself. You come in through the back. Giggity. You got some components back here. Oh, I'm not wearing a helmet, so I can't turn my flashlight on. But you got power plants, some of these baby components. You got weapon racks. We'll get to this sexy guy in a second. Now you have your pilot chair, or your whatever you want to call your tanker. You have your commander chair, which has his own controls as well as the ability to use the guns on the top. So a traditional tank, let's say you could have a tank commander go up the ladder to the top of the tank turret, and there'd be whatever caliber would be on that tank, and he can observe, look around, and or use that gun. Well, to protect people, we are quite a ways into the future. That tank commander now sits here and uses a remote turret instead of climbing out of the tank and being in a field of fire. This is your main gun seat. If you're the tank driver and you have nobody in this seat, your tank gun is fixed forward and you can fire while you're driving. If you are in this seat, I don't know if it's going to let me enter it or not in here. But if you're in this seat, obviously you have full range of motion. And can use this no matter what. There we go. Boom. You're not going to let me turn it. So this is your view up here. It can go up. It cannot really go down. It can go down once it's up. That's the bad part of this, is that, you know, there obviously is no downward arc. Probably nor should there be for a giant cannon, because you blow the ground next to you and cause damage to your own tank. But it's just amazing. And that's why I say, I go back to what I said earlier, is some people say, you know, don't buy land vehicles. They're only a few 100,000 here and there. This is about 100 something. And it's cool as hell. The tracks all work. It turns like a tank. It's got some speed. They're sexy. Different kinds of camouflage and colors. Come on, it's a tank. Jesus, it's a tank. That's all you got to say. The only thing that can carry this right now, about 100% positive, are these Hercules. So that was the whole reason why originally I bought the Hercules, is A, if I wanted to do any type of cargo running, I had that ability. But primarily B is to transport the tank. And at the time there was only the ballista, but I assumed that we would have more transports on the ground, whether it was a personnel transport, which is what the Spartan is, anti-air gun type of transport, which is what the Spartan came to be, or anything in between or bigger, then eventually this would be needed. Again, I got the Liberator. The Liberator holds all of that and then some, which is why I upgraded. But That's why you need this ship if you're going to be moving this stuff around. Just love it. Sorry, one of my favorites. So you get a little caught up in the moment. Shed tear. Okay, moving on. Looks like there is nothing on this side. We will run across the floor here. Oh, looks like I'm going to need some water on the way out. Man, you really burned through the water up here. For those of you questioning the water, let's see if it pops back up. It's not, so maybe I don't. I don't know why that popped up. Yes, you do have to eat. You do have to drink. If you don't, you actually start to get woozy, and then the screen starts to look like you're kind of drunk, where it gets kind of fuzzy and comes in and out, and then you will pass out and die. So you do have to eat and drink. There are all kinds of foods that sustain you longer. There are all kinds of drinks that will quench you for the long haul or for the short term. But it's stuff you have to do. You will also have to take a leak and space poop and shower. Now, as far as I understand, obviously at CIG, this could all change tomorrow, unfortunately, or fortunately. But as far as space pooping and showering and stuff, that is going to be your health when dealing with stuff. So if you're a smelly, stinky piece of shit and you're trying to trade with people or you're in a public area, people might not interact with you the same way as they would if you were clean and non-smelly and didn't have a load in your armor. All right. Let's get back to business here. We have the Ion and the Inferno. That's got to be the MSR. Yeah, that's the MSR. I'm not used to it without the skin I have. So over here I have the Inferno. There is a need for this, but not a need. I have big subclass and an Idris, so I'll look forward to the big ship-on-ship battle. These are capital class destroyers with size 7 gun, and this looks like obviously the A-10 Warthog with the gun on the side instead of under its chin. It just looks epic. Sometimes you buy for reason, and sometimes you buy for nostalgia, and sometimes you buy for absolute awesome and coolness. And I have no necessary nostalgia for an A-10, but that is one of my most favorite fighters in the U.S., and this ship looks just like it. I guess I shouldn't say that either. This ship is similar to it and looks awesome because Crusader makes cool-looking ships. So, as paying homage to the A-10 Warthog, one of the greatest fighters we have, I will keep my Inferno. It just looks badass. It looks like a stealth that had a baby with an A-10, and then this is what happened. And stealths are also my favorites. This is the Ion. I really think CIG is shitting the bed with this plane. I specifically see this plane, and that over there is ballistic. Obviously, you can see the spinning minigun type of setting. That is a ballistic. This is energy. This shoots pew-pew lasers. This ship should be a sniper. And I honestly believe that the main gun should be able to be fired sloppily without an aiming reticle in just fly mode. But I should be able to fly this off to a distance and boom, 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 zoom in and target areas of an Idris, of a Javelin, of a whatever, with this laser. Right now, CIG has nerfed this to the tune of, I think it's been hit twice with the nerf bat. And I understand the reasoning. This ship is not finished for release. This ship is intended to go against an Idris, let's say. This ship is not intended to dogfight with a saber, not intended to dogfight with a gladius, with an arrow, or anything of that class. When it does, and it wins, it's an instant kill, which is why they've killed this laser. If this guy aims and shoots at a gladius, at a saber, maybe even a vanguard, it instantly kills them, and that's what they don't want, is someone running around with an insta-kill ship right now. I do firmly believe in my heart of hearts that this ship's laser will be returned to full, if not close to full glory down the road, because people will not want to be flying in this ship to do dogfighting. That's not the intent of this ship. And so they are preventing it from being the ultimate meta right now to fight small, medium fighter ships. But its intent will grow back to its what it was set to do, and that would be to shoot this gigantic size 7 laser pew-pew at the side of an Idris from a substantial distance away, as will that. Awesome ships, awesome looking ships. I had the Ion before and melted it and got it back and melted it, and then I said, nope, I have to have the Inferno. I could care less about running out of ballistic ammo. Then they actually upped the ammo capacity of the ship, which made me very happy. That ship is bought simply to have. Hopefully I'll use it, but if not, it's bought because I want to walk into my hangar in my city or my house or my whatever we're allowed to have, and when I go into my persistent hangar, this ship is there and sexily on display. All right, this is the Mercury Star Runner. It is asymmetrical in design. It is subtle but noticeable, so I'm not a... This is not my favorite ship. I do have it for a game loop reason, but as soon as another ship, hoping Aegis or RSI, but as soon as another ship, well, hell, I'm an Origin fanboy too. The reason for this ship for me is A, smuggling, and I'll show you why, and B, the illegal cargo. Oh, that would be the smuggling. The smuggling and the data running. Having a brain fart, it's Thanksgiving. What do you want from me? So this is a little bit of a cargo hauler. You can put a rock or a vehicle in here. Its firepower is decent enough to use, but the game loop for this, it's open. That's a shame. Let me close this. The game loop for this is data running and smuggling. And you will see as we walk through this ship, the smuggling aspect, there is definitely a nod to Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon. These should be components. Quantum, yep. Okay, so what I want to show you, and NPCs will not know this, the NPC police will not know this. You know this because I'm showing you. I know this because I own it. Everybody else will know this because it'll be common knowledge. But yeah, this ship, look at this cool cargo area, da-da-da. It's got real cargo in here. You get scanned. The space police will be able to tell what's in here. But behind my normal cargo is this panel with no outside button. You just push the panel in like a secret door. You hit open. Ooh, what is that? Oh my gosh. It's a secret entrance. Dun, 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 dun. Let's turn the lights on. So this is kick-ass. There's no other word for it. This is kick-ass. I'll show you why it even kicks more ass in a second. But you come back here and you dump 4 SCU of drugs, smuggling cargo, I think, or thereabouts. But you put a few bundles of your space weed and your space coke and whatever else, death sticks. You throw it in here and this can't be scanned, so you'll be able to smuggle it in peace. Then under here in the superstructure of the ship is the secret pathways. And these secret pathways allow you to sneak around the ship without being found. So if you're boarded, you can come down here to repel boarders. In fact, I'm about to get lost. Someone opened that one. Parkour. All right. So I'm going to show you this, if it'll do it. It won't just automatically do it. Okay, everybody close your eyes. Look at this cool book. Dog fighting fish tank. Wow. Okay. So, I'm in this recreation room. Oh, cool. We got some food. We got some drinks. We got, not even sure. But you have a chessboard. Anybody want to play some Dejark? So you come over to this chessboard and be like, oh no, we're being boarded. Let me hide. So you come over here. You grab, that's not the right one. You grab the white queen. Come over, place it on the coaster. Boom. Hidden trapdoor. That's why I bought the ship. That is cool as hell. And I really hope CIG does more of that, because that's pretty awesome. Alright, we're a little turned around here because of the crawling around the basement. So we're going to come back out to here. That's your cargo area, that's your cargo lift. You come in here, these are the servers. You know, I said I wasn't going to be doing ship shows until later, but this is honestly just kind of a cool ship, so bear with me. Scanning room, scanning to get some data, scanning to steal some data. Here you're storing your data. Over here you got some turret seats. Turn on some lights. I think, could be wrong. Secret passage. Lots of ways to get away from people. I think this is the first ship to have all of this interior lighting like it is. I could be wrong, but it's one of where they've come up with the new standard of lighting. You can lock the lights, lock the doors, change the color pattern, make it dim. This is your habitation area, your bunks, secret door, in case you're in here sleeping and somebody comes to mess with you, boom. Right into the floor you go. Into the bottom of the ship, so you can repel boarders. There is your shower. There is your shitter in the shower. I hope on my Idris that the bathrooms on the Idris will be showers and toilets separately. So every time I'm taking a shower, I'm not in the shitter, so to speak. But we'll see. So this is your cockpit area. You got some guns. You got some seats. And you have that cone circular feel to the hallways, like the Millennium Falcon's neck to the bridge. Jump. All right, so we took a lot of time there, but it's a cool ass ship. And in case you don't come back for a ship tour, at least you get to see it, and that's we'll go over that in more depth as far as the armaments and stuff. Throw up a couple skins too. I do like the Mercury Star Runner. It is a major fan favorite of a lot of people. I will keep it until another data runner presents itself. But just the cool factor of having that little puzzle to get into the underground tunnels, and you can come out anywhere on the ship and surprise people. That type of gameplay is pretty awesome. Well, that looks like that is going to be it for the flyables, which is why Tumbril and Crusader are together in this hall. We will go downstairs into the Hollow Suites. Well, go downstairs to where I'm sure we'll come across all the Cyclones, and we'll see the Hollows, I'm sure, for the Ranger, which is the motorcycle version of the Cyclone. What do we got here? All right. Here are your Cyclones. The one on the left, this one I have, is the MT. I don't think anyone's officially said what the MT stands for, but the common play on words is MT is missile turret. There is a Cyclone that just has the turret, and there is this Cyclone that has missiles and a turret. Why wouldn't you? Cyclones are all awesome. Your gunner comes up in the back here. You got your driver and somebody in the passenger seat if you want. So the vehicles with the turrets are 3-people vehicles if you are moving around a small little unit. This looks like the AA. Yep. The AA is anti-air, obviously. I don't see the overall greatness to this. It is limited with the rockets. I don't know if it has 2 or 4, if it's just got 2, or if there's 2 more in like the trunk, which I would imagine there's trunk space, so maybe 2 more. But I don't know. I don't see much use. I think somebody said that there's supposed to be an EMP, but even if it did, how much is that going to do, realistically speaking? Not my pick. This is your normal turreted version. I think this is just a TR. Let me look so we're not lying. Yep. TR. Turret. Same thing as the MT. Climb in the back. 3 people total. I had that originally as a combat Jeep. Just upgraded because why not have missiles? All right, looks like we have, excuse me, we have the regular Cyclone, I'm assuming. Yep. So that's just your Jeep. Get around town, 2-person, cargo. So it's kind of like your space SUV-ish. The thing I mainly do not like about these is that there is no glass, nor is there the ability to put it on or down or anything. So you are out in the elements at all times. You have to wear your suit, your helmet, in order to combat the environment. So there is not any protection whatsoever from these vehicles with you sitting in it, which I think is a little bit of a loss. Having the doors be able to come off, you know, cool. The no windshield thing, I don't understand that. This is the race car version. I don't remember what its letters are. RC. So this is RC race car. I could have figured that out. This is your race car. This thing is quick. I do not have this, nor have I actually ever used one. That reminds me, I want to go grab the A1 on the way out. Here's the RN. This is your surveillance Cyclone. It also is the, at least right now, which is why I bought it, the only vehicle that can drop a beacon for a city plot. So if you're going to create a city, if you have one of the geotachs, either through purchasing the Pioneer or when they actually had those available, they don't anymore, so I don't know if that's going by the wayside or not, but I'm ready for if it does stay the same. But that is the Cyclone that can carry and drop those beacons. Let's cruise here over here to the display hall. Now these I can't wait for. This is the Ranger TR. Again, there's 3 versions. Why one hollow? I don't understand. But anyway, there's 3 versions. There's the TR, has the lasers. There is, I don't remember the initials now, but there's the one with the saddlebags, so you can put a limited amount of cargo. And then there is the racing version, which is obviously extremely fast. All right. What do we have down here? Oh, this has got to be the spirits. Yep. All right. I don't know if they're going to show the, instead of talking about all 3 just in case. No. All right. So there's 3 spirits. These just came out. I actually got all 3. We'll probably end up melting them, even though I think there's a use for all of them. There's a small cargo one, which is the C1. I think that's what this is. Yep. C1 Spirit by Crusader. This is a cargo ship. There is a A1, which is the baby brother to the A2. The A1 drops little bombs, and those little bombs is kind of like a carpet bombing technique, which the A2 can do as well, actually. You don't have to just drop Moabs. If you want to carpet bomb something, you have that ability as well. But the A1 is used for the smaller bombing runs when you want to be smaller, a little bit nondescript, and just kind of carpet an area, soften them up a bit. Then you have the E1, which is your executive touring ship that will do the space taxiing stuff, game loop, where you're able to pick people up and ferry them to different areas. I see a reason for all 3, so I got them. If there's something else that comes along, I will replace them. Otherwise, I will probably use them. They look really cool. Over here, not my cup of tea. This is the Genesis. The Genesis, it looks a little, no, I guess it doesn't look different. The Genesis, I think, is one of the first ships ever designed and still has not been made because there's not a lot to it. This is your 747, 787, whatever giant jumbo passenger planes that we have. That's what this does. This is not a luxury. This is not a 600i tour or 600 touring by Origin. This is not your 890 jump. This is not your small E1 limo type taxi. This is your, I'm heading over to O'Hare Airport, LAX, wherever you got by you, and you're jumping on the jumbo ship. There might be a business class, there might be a first class, and then there'll be the normal people area. But that's what this is for. And there will be a passenger game loop where you'll put your ship out and be available. NPCs will get on board. People might get on board, you know, because your ships will be static. Wherever they are is where they are. I might need to go back to the Stanton system to pick up my 600i. And I don't want to fly a ship back to Stanton because I want to live in Pyro and I want to keep all my stuff in Pyro. So, hey, somebody come pick me up and fly me there. That's this type of game loop for that reason. And you might say, well, why wouldn't somebody just come pick you up in an MSR? Or why wouldn't somebody just come pick you up in a whatever? I'm assuming if I need a ride from Pyro, somebody flies in a Genesis, lands his Genesis, says passenger pickup, I jump on board, 100 NPCs jump on board, and now he's making money, not just from my transportation, but from the game loop or a mission transportation. So it's a way to make some money doing people-to-people stuff in the verse. All right. I'll let you look at the plaque here. Award-winning manufactured techniques that still have not been manufactured. Oh, did I say that out loud? All right, guys. So that is Turkey Day for you. Again, this is Day 7, Crusader Industries in Tumbril. I hope you enjoyed it. Heads up for tomorrow is MISC. And I will see you then. Hope you all have a great one.